ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the BKB National Wool Market Report. Tonight we have our guest Isak Staats, the General Manager of Wool and Fibre for BKB, and Jacques Talliot. Welcome.
Thank you.
Before we have a chat to Isak, let's have a look what happened in the market today. Jacques, we had a little bit of a smaller offering than last week, 6,000 bales in the auction, but still I think it went good. But I know you like big auctions.
Yeah, now one for big ones. But except for the white wools, I think the mediums is creeping back.
Definitely.
And we can see that on the merino side. And that's what we've been waiting for the whole time, for the mediums to lift up the heads. And unfortunately, the merinos. And what's disappointing is they're from 24, 25 microns. We start getting no bids on it.
Yeah.
So there's no competition. We might get one, but that's way out what it's worth it.
Is there a reason? What do you think the reason might be? Isak, you can maybe come in there as well.
That's fine for carpet, so it's not carpet type that we're talking.
So if you look at the world market, the demand for strong wool at the moment is more expensive than polyester.
More expensive.
So people have started taking out wool in carpets and putting in polyester, and it's going to be very, very difficult to put that back into carpet blends again.
Yeah. Well, we've seen our fuel prices came down this week, so yeah, crude oil is cheaper. That's what it boils down to. Yeah.
And Isak says at the moment the change is made, the difficult part is to change back. But let's hope we manage to do that. I think on the 18.5 micron and finer, as we've seen for the last 6 months, they were expensive, 18 micron and finer, and but last week and today as well, we're a little bit more in buyer's favour on that side. So we didn't have that huge of a runaway with those finer wools. So a little bit more in buyer's favour on the 18 and a half finer. But on the 20 to 21 micron, I think we saw some of the types and descriptions up to 5% within that micron description. So that's the wool that did excellent today.
Yeah, and it was sound wool that was case between us and the Aussies this week.
Yeah.
So yeah, they paid for quality. That's the moral of the story at the end of the day.
Yeah, absolutely. The moment we had a little bit shorter wool with a little bit higher VMs, they struggled. So good quality wool, and the same as last week. Good quality wool. They're just creating a market for themselves.
Yeah. 1%. You don't want more than 1% VM in your top lines. That is very important. You can have a high NKT on it, but as soon as you jump over one, I see the Aussies actually dropped their standard. They came down to 1.2% VMs. The 1%, there's too much 1%ers on the qualities that they're offering lately. Yeah.
Isak, you would like to hear this certified wool, RWS wool, keeping its premium, and especially on the 19 to 20 microns. I think we created close to a 8-9% premium in that specific micron category. So we did excellent on that. So RWS wool remaining good and selling good.
That's the market forward.
Yeah.
There's no question about it.
Jacques, the Australian market traded softer by about 1%. I didn't get the feeling that we might be down. We might be unchanged. I think unchanged a little bit dearer maybe. What do you think?
Yeah, I think currency might be in our favour.
Yeah.
But again, it's the offering, it's the package that we offered, and I think we could be happy with the sale today.
So if we are unchanged, we're still trading at levels at 11.5% dearer than compared on a year-to-year base. So we're still in the rise, and the market is doing good. And our top 3 buyers remain the same: Standard Wool, Moriano, and Lem. They're still the 3 top buyers, and for quite a while now.
Yeah, it's good to see that each one is taking up his part of the offering. We need them. We need them. Those top 3. The top prices: Rich Brother Farming, Wilco Klingenberg, excellent price on his CLs, 17.3 micron, 200 rand. Excellent, excellent. Norman Emsley, second place with 4 bales of BHs, 194.80. That's good prices. And if you look at the averages on those two clips, Wilco Klingelberg is 157 average on this whole clip, and Norman Emsley 123 rand. So yeah, no, I think we on par, even better on these types of microns compared to last year. Yeah.
And with Norman Emsley coming through in second with a 4 bale lot, so that's
good. That's good. Yeah. Yes.
I think something to be mentioned with Wilco Klingenberg with the Rich Barada farming is the clean yield. 79, and they were one that they were selling in 4th or 5th place of a clean yield of 81%. I think one of the highest clean yields we've sold in a while.
Yeah, that's definitely the rain that made a difference. We know that the Highfield had a lot of rains, and that's where the clean yields come from. 81.2% on his pieces, HB pieces. Yeah, that's excellent.
Isak, now we're going to put you in the hot seat. Isak, you've recently taken the duties as a chairman for market intelligence for the IWTO. It sounds quite a mouthful. Give us some insight on what does that entail?
Well, Leon, the IWTO is a worldwide organization, the International Wool Trade Organization, where we as an industry, producers, processors and retailers get together to discuss issues of mutual interest. The chairman of the Market Intelligence Committee basically looks for marketing trends going forward and reports back to the Congress once a year about what is changing in the world of wool at the moment.
Still early days. You've been in that position for a month or a little bit more now, but any trends you see?
Lots of interesting trends. The world is changing. Obviously COVID has played a big role. I think the good news is that the world economies are picking up again. We're seeing big China's economy, China's trade activity, for example, is up about 33% year on year. Which tells you a lot of things, that the economy is recovering at a huge rate. The rest of the world is recovering. In terms of retail, that's very interesting. Most retailers are reporting up to 90% reduction in sales for the past year, which you would have expected. But we're seeing lots of bankruptcies in the retail sector, and also a very big move towards digital sales channels. Online marketing, and then I think the one that's standing out for me at the moment is there's a big push for what they would call social justice when it comes to the retailers. So consumers wants to know where the clothes comes from, was it produced ethically, and I think South African producers in general are in a very good space when it comes to that specific aspect of the business.
I think so. We had Jaco Botha a while back, and we have we have the biggest farmer group for RWS in the world. So yeah, I think we were actually in quite a good place.
We've got some nice stories. We've got a lot of stories to tell.
Yeah.
And that's what it comes to.
Yeah.
Isak, we had a year full of surprises. With the biggest surprise, COVID, and putting us in lockdown, and with not very favourable trading conditions, etc. But it seems as if the market are recovering a little bit. Where do you see the market in the short term, over in a few months' time? I don't think we'll soon get back to 2018 levels, but where do you see the market in the short term time?
I think the market is recovering. We're seeing it week on week with slight rises or unchanged auctions. If you think about it, people have been sitting at home for a year now, and they haven't been buying clothes, or if they bought it online. So that clothes got worn. So at some stage these clothes needs to be replaced. But that cycle can take anything. The normal cycle for retailers to get clothes on their shelves is about 18 months. And I think the next 6 months is going to show us what's going to happen going forward, because the market, whether the market will recover enough to create a big enough pool, that will come down to us as producers.
They've still got stock on hand that they need to get through the system.
They have stock, but not excess stock. And the question is whether it's the right stock now. So because you basically bought your stock 24 months ago, 18 months ago, and markets changed and trends changed, and all of a sudden you're sitting with stock that might be not in fashion at the moment. So I don't think it's any fun being a retailer at the moment.
Yeah.
You've talked a little bit earlier about the RWS and the social responsibilities. So we know that creating consumer demand will be the way forward that we should do. But maybe social responsibilities and ways to measure RWS and all those programs probably won't be enough to do that alone. What more can we do, or will it be enough to get into a RWS program, and is that sufficient to create consumer demand?
Look, I think lots of things creates consumer demand. So RWS will just give you access to consumers. It will not create demand on its own. So and that's the thing with all these schemes, quality schemes or responsibility schemes. And there's quite a lot of them at the moment. All of them tells a story. So and that's why we support all of them. So the Cape Wool Standard, Authentica, there's the Nativa, there's a lot of quality standards out there, but all of them tells a story, and that's what creates demand. And I think that's the important thing to understand, that the market doesn't, you have to have good wool, but what you also have to have is a story. So that's what we're selling more and more. We're selling the story of the producer and not so much the wool anymore.
Okay. Now, a story that I would really like to hear. Where do you see natural fibre in 10 years' time?
I think there's a big space for natural fibre. You have to understand that wool specifically is a fibre that's being bought by rich people, your higher income earners. And there's a lot of things good things to be said about natural fibres, and the main thing to be said is that it decomposes. We're sitting with a big plastic problem in the world with microplastics. So a natural fibre helps to alleviate this problem. So I think yes, there is a long-term future for our product, but it's in our hands if we can prove that we produce it ethically.
With the Chinese economy growing by 30% and maybe a little bit more spendable income, do you think we might see stronger demand from China?
China at the moment consumes about 70 to 80% of the wool that they buy. So there is already quite a big demand in China. The Chinese economy itself is growing. They grew during the pandemic with 2%, and they're currently aiming to grow at 6%. So the 30% is just a trade activity with other countries. But yes, there are many more rich people in China at the moment, and that's the rich people that buys our product.
We've seen a big jump in the Moe prices. Would you predict that in the near future for the wool as well?
No, it's impossible to predict. Let's hope. Let's hope.
Yeah, that'll be nice. That's. I'm getting that questions more and more.
We would like that.
I would love it if we could sit here in a few weeks' time and say that we sold a few BH bales for 400 rand a kilo. That would be nice. Yeah, well, it's still a natural fibre. I think it's just the volumes that we've got on the wool side is much more. But I think the competition on the synthetic side is stronger on the wool side than on Moe. Isak, thanks a lot. Jock, thank you. Then our next wool auction will be on the 19th of May. We have an open week next week, but we will still be doing have a chat with someone interesting. So tune in for that. But the next wool auction, 19th of May, and then we will have a report ready. Thanks, and have a good evening.